7 o'clock. We will call the April 4th Town Board meeting to order. The first item on the agenda is the approval. Patrick?
No additions or subtractions, Mr. Chair.
Wow.
How about that?
There's a first. All right, motion to approve the agenda.
Move to approve the agenda?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Motion carries. Item number 3 is approval of payment of the bills. Sign off, Steve.
I did. Move to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed. All right, then I need a motion for the approval of the minutes on March 21st, 2022. Anybody got any changes?
I saw none. Move to approve?
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. All right, consent agenda. We have a number of them. The board wish to pull any, or do I have a motion to approve?
I will move to approve the consent agenda as submitted.
Wow. That's a
Have a
lot.
second?
Well, I have a question, and then I can second it. Do we want to discuss it after I move to approve these things, or do you want to do it now?
Second and for discussion.
Second and then for discussion, just for a quick second, if I can do that.
Which one you got?
I asked Patrick to look at 5F because they did not provide the limits of liability, and I wanted to make sure that it was consistent with our requirements. They gave us I'll call it a hold harmless agreement, where we're additional named insured, but that's all it says, but there's no deck page. It's just the actual endorsement with our name on it, but it doesn't tell us what the limits are. So I'd asked him to check with Patty to see if we could clear that up. So that one I'm okay with, as long as the limits meet our minimum requirements for
You got it.
liability.
And that was concerning South Shore Trinity Lutheran.
South Shore
That's
Trinity
correct.
Lutheran, yes.
The second item was 5I, the tobacco license. Our ordinance is got an error in it. The law changed from, it says 18.
Should be
It's
21.
21 by law. That needs to get fixed.
That
So
will
if
change as well.
If we update that, and do we have to have approval from the people that requested it? Or is it by
I think
law?
it's state law. They have to
State law,
follow that
They have to
anyway.
go with it.
Yep.
Okay. And then the other item has to do with the same one. It had to do with vaping products. Our ordinance, do we have a different ordinance on vaping? This is tobacco-related products, but I don't, the state allows it, only tobacco, and menthol and flavors, our vaping products are not allowed. So do we know if
I think that's state as well.
that's state as well? So when you're updating, if the ordinance, we can make that clear. Do we need to do that, Mr. Attorney?
Yes,
We should do that, yes.
Okay. So with those,
Those changes will be made.
that was my question.
All right, motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed. Moving on, item 6, old business, emergency management team report.
Very quiet, nothing to report.
Well, you did have one little hiccup
Yeah,
with,
we did have a positive test, but we're at the tail end here, I hope.
and they were just, took a quarantine time.
Yep, we'll be not at the office this week. The 2 employees who work directly with the staff member also tested negative quickly thereafter.
All right, any questions of the board?
Nope.
All right, moving on. 6B is the Bruce Vento Trail.
So, what was sent out to the board here this afternoon came from a discussion that Ed and I had regarding the board's position with the Bruce Vento Trail. What was included in your packet was the memo from Dale Reed, our Public Works Director, who did attend his committee meeting with them. And you can see an outline of what it is he encountered there. At this time, I recommended that our staff not take part in volunteering time in assisting or coordinating with Ramsey County. That, as a backdrop for additional discussion, Ed, would you like to segue into our discussion on a statement here? Or how would you like to proceed?
Well, maybe just a little bit of background, but other communities are looking for an actual
Resolution.
A resolution backing the Bruce Vento Trail, the way it's right now presented. And I don't feel White Bear Township, at least this board, should be making such a statement, only because we kind of like to let our residents choose and pick what they want, not us to tell them what that the whole township as a whole is supporting.
That has been our consistent approach, yes.
So I thought maybe if we were just to draft a small statement that we can submit to the record stating our position without formally doing it with any kind of recommendation.
That's okay, right, Chad?
Sure it is.
That works with you guys?
It does, because, as we're talking about it, you know, the original, my memory serves me, correct me if I'm wrong, the original request, this has to do with funding for Phase 1, but general support overall. General Phase 1 funding was asked for twice, and I believe turned down. That's my memory. But the Phase 1 funding and the ultimate Bruce Vento Trail was, on the master plan, was the rail corridor. And in its simplest form, that's where it was stated to be, it was asked to be, but it has morphed as it got past where Phase 1 is. And, you know, our government is different than city government because we are run by the people, and they have wards that represent different aspects of the communities they represent. So I think it's premature to draw a line in the sand and say up or down. Let our, as Ed said, let the citizens have a say in it. The data is outdated.
Mm-hmm.
It's all pre-COVID. I think it should be a pause until they get more information.
And some of the, like you said before, the new version of the North Campus High School has
Yes.
been morphed into something that's twice the size.
Mm.
And supposedly their traffic studies were to somehow take into account of that, but if you read through those, it's like, I'm sorry, Chad, but it's like reading an official attorney document. It's tough. Because it's hard to decipher what traffic is going to do once that school is up and full running with the amount of students they got. So, and where they're putting the trail is going to affect traffic movement, bus movement. So I think with all of that, it got very convoluted for them to come right down the heart of the township around the lake.
It's premature. I attended one of those virtual sessions with SEH that put it on representing the school, and their data, pre-COVID or post-COVID, was all cell phone pings, which I don't think are a valid representation, at least to my benefit, of an actual study. And without better data, I think it's premature.
Those are all practical and reasonable objections to it at this point, in the way that it is stated.
Yeah.
So,
Anything else to add?
No, when we met with, I guess I would say when one of the representatives from Ramsey County called into one of our meetings, we all voiced concerns, and I was mildly surprised to read this summarization because it doesn't appear as though the concerns expressed really had any impact whatsoever. So I'm in agreement with your thoughts.
But we did hear, when, I don't remember the gentleman's name from the county, was at our exec meeting, that they will work with us directly to get this, resolved. And obviously, it was deaf ears.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's kind of funny because even back when we were talking about pedestrian count and bike counts, and they said, well, one of the lines I don't like them using is, if we build it, they will come. But I said, well, how do you know the demand is there? You don't have bike or pedestrian counts. Well, we used to put up cameras, he says, but people would steal them. Well, okay, so I guess you don't really have a good pedestrian or bike count. So that a lot of this is assumption. So I think the board is it's a good compromise just for us to have the residents voice their opinion.
Yep.
With that, we drafted up a small statement I'd like to order into our record. After much consideration at the board level and consulting with staff, the White Bear Township Board of Supervisors respectfully declines supporting the Bruce Vento Trail in its current format. We encourage the township residents to contact their local legislatures to voice their position so that as many alternate viewpoints as possible can be taken into account. And I think we'll just leave it at that.
is that good, guys?
Yeah.
Great.
So how do we have to,
I think we'll just, we submit this at the end of the meeting with,
It's in the minutes.
supplements and.
okay,
and
It's not a
paperwork.
resolution.
Nope.
No.
No, it's not a resolution.
okay.
So if that works,
Great.
all right,
Me.
let's move on. Item 7 is public hearing, we have none. Item 8 is new business, we have none. Item 9 is open time, we have no one. So with that, I would be looking for a motion to approve agenda material, or accept agenda materials and supplements.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Then I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned at 7:10.